Hello there. It is now time we should go over our Week 4 NFL Pick'em results. The week was pretty good for me. I didn't do the worst as bad, or at least I didn't do as bad as last week with these results. With the picks I made, I believe I went 8-7, which helps for the overall record, but it really doesn't do much long term. But we'll see going forward how we actually did overall. We have Thursday night football. Of course, the Vikings took on the Rams, and the Rams won 38-31, improving to 4-0, sending the Vikings into a 1-2-1 record, moving them into third place in the NFC North, and kind of starting to put some doubt on what was once a promising season. We'll see how they respond going forward. The Rams, of course, look like the best team in football, which doesn't really surprise a lot of people who understand football and seen what this team was before the season started. And that means we went to 1-0 on a good pick. These are where I shit the bed this week. I got this one right, and I was very happy to see the result as the New England Patriots asserted their dominance in the AFC East, winning 38-7 over the Miami Dolphins, improving to 2-2, and the Dolphins will fall to 3-1, still in first place. But let me tell you, the Dolphins are about to landslide and probably only win five, maybe 6 games this year. Very demoralizing loss to take in Foxborough, especially after such a hot start to the season. So watch for this loss to completely destroy the Dolphins going forward. I feel bad for them, not really because I'm a Patriots fan. Screw the Dolphins. Go Pats. Great. Edelman's back. Things are only looking up for the Patriots. Bye, bye, bye. Anyway, and then here's where I got one wrong. Pretty much one of the biggest upsets of the week is the Tennessee Titans defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 26-23 in overtime. The Titans will improve to 3-1 on the season, surprising a lot of people. And I think that means they're tied for first a quarter of the way through the season. And then the Philadelphia Eagles fall to 2-2 as that offense is still struggling to find an identity as Carson Wentz is slowly coming to form. It's going to take a little while, Eagles fans, for your team to kind of catch up to where they were last year. Carson Wentz hasn't played in a while, and we all know what that means for quarterbacks and timing and with receivers and all that going forward. So give the Eagles some time. Hopefully last year wasn't a fluke. We have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Atlanta Falcons and actually winning, going against what I predicted for whatever reason. The Bengals won 37-36 on a last-minute touchdown, I believe, by Julio Jones. Last few seconds. No, not by Julio Jones. Sorry, the Bengals won on a last-second touchdown by AJ Green, of all the other Julio Jones. But that means the Bengals will move to a 3-1 record and be tied with Baltimore for the lead in the AFC North, kind of surprising a lot of people this year, including myself, with how well they're playing. Jonathan Ross looks well in this rebound season after a rookie injury-plagued rookie season. According to the NBA, John Ross should be in the running for the Rookie of the Year, as this is his second year. I mean, so should anyone who's a second year but a first-year starter in the NFL. They're all eligible for Rookie of the Year. Mahomes is running away with it, even though he's not a rookie. Whatever, but by NBA rules, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Atlanta falls to 1-3. A very worrying start from this team, especially with all that they have. They have no defense. Their defense is garbage, and that is apparent. Even with their offense, they can't win games. In one of the more surprising games of the year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Chicago Bears 10-48. Or another way to say that is the Chicago Bears beat the living shit right out of the Buccaneers 48-10. Trubisky threw 6 touchdown passes with like 350 some odd yards, maybe 70. The Fitzmagic is over. He was benched at halftime for Jameis, who didn't come in and play much better. But that's kind of beside the point. They were just getting destroyed by this defense. And Mitch showed up and finally shut up all his critics to an extent. Now let's see if he can replicate this kind of consistency. Not like at this level, of course, you're not going to do this every game. But, you know, being a good leader, being a great quarterback, he showed flashes of it. He showed he has it today. So good job by the Bears going into first place all by themselves in the NFC North. And then the heartbreaking game for me. The goddamn fucking Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott. Or how about the Dallas Ezekiel Elliott's beat the Detroit Lions 26-24 after the Lions had another fourth quarter miracle comeback. Left a little too much time on the clock for the fucking Cowboys or the Elliots to come back and for Dak Prescott to throw a ball deep to Ezekiel Elliott and he caught it and then they fucking kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired to get the fucking walk-off fucking win 26-24. The Lions will fall to 1-3, and they are starting to worry me with that record. And the Cowboys will go to 2-2 and be like tied for second in their shitty division. That brought me to 2-4 this week, and I was feeling very pessimistic when these set of games were all finishing. Trust me. And then we have and finally I got one right. The Packers beat the Buffalo Bills 22-0. The Packers will move to 2-1-1 and go into second place by themselves in the NFC North, as the Bills will fall to 1-3, only one upset win, looking like one of the worst teams in football. There's a couple of them, them and the Cardinals, and I don't know. Like them and the Cardinals and the Colts might be the worst teams in football. Oh, speak of the devil and you will find him. The Houston Texans beat the shitty fucking Colts 37-34, and I'm done picking the Colts in any games this year because all they've done is lose. Fuck them. They're garbage unless it's an obvious no-brainer. The Texans, I guess they're finally here on offense, but now their defense sucks for whatever reason, and what a confusing team. They won 37-34. They're 1-3. Whatever, who cares? Garbage fucking teams. And then the Jaguars beat the New York Jets, who are just goddamn awful, 31-12. The Jets fall to 1-3. Their only win was a fluke win against the Lions. They should be 0-4, but they got a fluke win and caught a team off guard. The Jets and the Bills both have these weird wins against teams they had no business beating because they caught them off guard. That's all that really is. Sorry, it is what it is. The Jaguars scored 31 points on them and made it look easy, just blowing them right the hell out. Whatever. And then I went to 4-5, so I was having a better time. Once more of the fucking 1 o'clock games finished, and it looks like I was doing all right. Then the 4 o'clock games came around, and I felt like a fucking savant. And that because I got almost all of them except the Raiders and the Browns wrong, but that's because I just don't like the Raiders. I think they're a bad football team without Khalil Mack. But we have the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals 20-17 on a walk-off field goal, I believe. Big story from the game is that safety, displeased Seahawks safety, who is probably going to be traded to the Chiefs by the sounds of it. He broke his leg and will probably miss the rest of the season due to that after holding out. It just looks bad. It's something I'll talk about in a later video. But that puts the Seahawks at a 2-2 record after a really rough start. And the Arizona Cardinals, probably the worst team in the NFL, will fall to 0-4. If you're Larry Fitzgerald, you either retire and ask for a trade or ask for a trade at this point because you should not be going down with this sinking ship in one of your last years. And then in overtime, the Browns, like I just said, lost to the Raiders 45-42 in Baker's first start. The Browns will fall to 1-2-1, and the Raiders will go to 1-3. Fuck John Gruden. Let's move on. The Chargers actually won a very exciting game against the San Francisco 49ers, who looked a lot better than everyone thought they would with CJ Beathard. No one expected them to put up 27 points. They probably expected like what I expected, a blowout, but they did pretty good. Actually, I only predicted 24-21, 29-27, not that different. Yeah, it was a good game. I'd watch it again. It was fine. 2-2 for the Chargers. 1-3 for the 49ers. The Chargers are probably the ugliest 2-2 team in football, but they're there. They find ways to win. The New Orleans Saints beat the New York Giants in kind of a duh game. Drew Brees draws very close to more records, I believe, or he broke a record this game. It was one of the two. I'll have to talk about it in my quarter of the. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a quarter season review. I'm gonna talk about all the things, all the injury, like all sorts of things, and that'll be on there. New York looking very bad on offense, going to 1-3. They might need to add a wide receiver like Des Bryant as soon as possible because they have nothing on offense. Odell can't do it all himself. The Saints go to 3-1 and get a couple suspended players back. Key running back would be Mark Ingram, so that's very important, as the team will only get better from here. That brought me to 7-6 and put me in a much better mood until Sunday night when the fucking Steelers finally just kept sucking dick. They lost to the Baltimore Ravens 26-14, putting the Ravens at a 3-1 record. In Joe Flacco's scramble panic year to remain the starter, he is looking halfway decent and is able to maintain his job. Even though he's trying his best to play as hard as he can, and he's still mediocre. But now that they have a good defense again, and they're only going to get better with Jimmy Smith coming back, That's a very their star corner who is very important. If you don't believe me, look up the stats with him and with him in the game and without him in the game. It's fucking mind blowing. So yeah, and the Steelers need to get rid of Le'Veon Bell or get that situation solved. I know he's coming back week 7, but that's still a divided locker room. It's messing with their season. They're 1-2-1. They have no rhythm. Their running game is terrible. I don't know what to say about the Steelers. This is going to be a bad year for them. They might finish with a worse record than the Browns if things continue as they are. The Ravens, I don't think are going to last. Joe Flacco can't play this hard for the rest of the season. He'll get hurt or some shit because he stinks. And then in one of the better football games of the year, the Kansas City Chiefs stormed back to beat the Denver Broncos in a very exciting, thrilling game to watch. A lot of people saying it was one of the better football games they actually got to watch. The Broncos lost 23-27 to the very red-hot Kansas City Chiefs, who are 4-0 now. The Broncos fall to 2-2. Still, trying to figure things out, get things going. A new quarterback, new offense. It'll take a little while, Denver fans. But the Chiefs, nah, they're here. They're here. No one can really stop them. They look like one of the best teams in football, and they probably are. I cannot wait for maybe the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Rams, even though that's just reactionary. It probably won't happen. Let's be realistic. It is Andy Reid's football team. That brought me to 8-7 on the week. Which isn't horrible. But that brought me to 31, 29, and 2 on the year with the 2 ties that happened. So those are my results for the NFL Week 4 Pick'em. Tomorrow I will be streaming again, doing kind of like a religion talk stream where we just talk about religion, different things tied to religion, different theories of religion. Excuse me. And I will also be posting a kind of NFL quarter season review where I talk about all the big news of the quarter season, any key injuries, any surprises, any weird things that are happening in the NFL. Just a random, just kind of discussion, and I'll probably add that to the stream as well. So it'll also be a religion talk and then NFL quarter season review stream. So we'll have fun with that, and we'll pick our quarter season MVP, and all sorts of fun things and more on tomorrow. So expect all that for content. I've kind of already been working on a few things for that stream or for that for the video tomorrow. So be looking out for that. And thank you so much for watching these and helping these to grow the channel. If you're new here, please give a like, subscribe to the channel. It'll help. Let me know how you're doing down below in the comments about for the NFL Pick'em. If you're doing better than me, I hope you are, because I'm only 2 games up. So, anyway, thank you so much for listening. This has been Rob from DrTV. You have a great day.